House of Cards is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
You're listening to House of Cards.
Today, the game is different.
I want to gamble. Gambling is a very serious business. Is that clear?
Welcome to House of Cards. Dave Weishaupt with you here, deep from the swamps of Jersey. We got a great show coming up for you. Businesses around the country have been hit hard by the coronavirus pandemic. One of those businesses is the poker industry. Live poker in this country has all but stopped, and now poker players are turning to online poker. And the World Poker Tour is doing something amazing for poker players in May. For the first time in history, there's going to be a World Poker Tour online series. And to tell us all about it, we're going to be talking with the president and CEO of the World Poker Tour, Adam Pliska. So stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards.
Money always matters. If you owe thousands in back taxes to the IRS, how much can Tax Solutions Now save you?
I paid less than I owe.
That's right, money matters. So call Tax Solutions Now and get the IRS off your back. Since 2014, Tax Solutions Now has been a leader in the tax resolution industry. That's why we say money matters. Remove wage garnishments, property liens, fines, and penalties. Qualify for the Fresh Start program or even uncollectible status. Money matters. How much can Tax Solutions Now save you?
I owed the IRS over $10,000. I paid a fraction of what I owed.
Call now to reduce or even eliminate your back taxes.
We were being audited. We couldn't sleep. We called Tax Solutions Now.
I called Tax Solutions Now and got the IRS off my back. Thanks. You saved us a ton of money.
Money matters. How much can Tax Solutions Now save you? Call now and find out.
Call 800-297-9788. 800-297-9788.
Psst. Yeah, you. Come here. Haven't you heard? We don't need to hide anymore.
Now, we can shop privately for adult products at adamandeve.com. They've got massage oils, lingerie, and lots more we can't mention here. Use offer code SPICE404. They'll give you 50% off almost any one item, 3 free DVDs, free mystery gift, and free shipping. That's 50% off, free shipping, and more. Private shopping starts at adamandeve.com.
Poker fans!
You're listening to House of Cards. Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishaupt with you. House of Cards is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with Drizzly.com. You know, the gambling industry, and in particular poker, is facing one of the most challenging times in recent memory. With casinos and poker rooms shut down across the country, there is a poker company out there offering poker players a safe, fun, and profitable way to enjoy the game that everyone loves. Of course, I'm talking about the World Poker Tour, and to tell us what the World Poker Tour has in store for us with their new online poker series, we have the president and CEO of the World Poker Tour, Adam Pliska. Adam, thanks for coming on.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be on.
You know, before we start talking about things, the World Poker Tour has been around for 18 years, and you've been in the gambling industry for a while now, too. Has the gambling industry ever seen or ever been affected like it has been during this last month?
Well, I don't think it's had this, it hasn't had anything like this happen to it, but it certainly has had its periods of not only ups and downs and turbulence, but it's had its periods where there are critical factors at play that at times people thought could be fatal to the industry in general. So we've had a number of things. I know a number of your listeners have lived through that.
Sure.
And so far, I think we've all come out a little bit better, a little bit wiser. Maybe there's some outcomes we would have preferred. But, I'm hoping this again is, we learn from this, we retrench and we figure out how to endure and go forward and get better.
Well, I think you predicted my next question. Do you think a situation like this will have any long-term effects on the poker industry? Am I going to walk into a poker room and see maybe 6 chairs at a poker table or 5 chairs, or are we still too deeply into it to even figure out the long-term effects?
Well, I do think that we are still in an early stage where we don't know exactly what the long-term effects, but you do see, I think some of the effects are being felt right now, which is you see obviously online poker picking up again. You see
Sure.
these more serious dialogue about online poker as governments realize that you have a group of population which is allowing the economy to continue in areas where it cannot. That's on just an economic view of things. But you also have just issues of health and safety. I think that from now on, people will approach just our communal settings a little bit better, maybe a little bit wiser, even if it's not at this stage where it's as critical. I think that people will be a little bit more thoughtful about how they interact and things that we can put in place going forward.
Certainly the World Poker Tour has been a leader in the poker industry for such a very long time. And, one of the great things that you did is even before most casinos were ordered closed down, you canceled 3 final tables which were scheduled to be filmed in Las Vegas. Can you give us the status on those final tables, and when do you think they'll be filmed, and when do you think they'll be played?
Sure. So the WPT films its final tables in 2 sections. So we would film in either March and April or March and May. And our idea initially, when this became clear that this was going to be a safety issue for the players, and not only a safety issue, but a logistic issue. I mean, if we go back today, it seems like an easy decision to make, but at the time, there were a number of people asking, well, why wouldn't you just play, or just play without an audience and keep going forward? Well, there was always the risk that exactly what happened, that the casino shut down. Now you've had people stuck in the country. We had at least 2 players that were European players that were coming in, and they wouldn't have been with their families. There was a number of consequences that could have resulted from that. So ultimately, that decision was a holistic decision based on safety, based on the probability that something like this would happen, and just the convenience of the players. What we said at the time is we'll likely combine those final tables. Now, when will those happen? Well, I hope that they will I hope that they will happen in a couple months. But we will assess. If its conditions are similar to what they were, then they will just be pushed, and it will be pushed until until we're able to safely come out and have the tournament.
Okay, hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break. See you on the other side.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-515-1558. 800-515-1558.
You're listening to House of Cards.
Where was the house? Where was the House of Cards?
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you here. House of Cards is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with drizzly.com. For those of you just joining us, I'm talking with the president and CEO of the World Poker Tour, Adam Pliska. You mentioned online poker, and, I told you I'm sitting here in New Jersey, and I'm just amazed at the explosion of people playing online poker in my state. Are you seeing that the worldwide, that more people are going online just to, get their poker fix and really get their minds off of what's going on in the world today?
Yeah, it's for us, we are seeing it in particular. First, because we have social poker. We have poker, Club WPT, and Play WPT. We have Zynga poker, and so we see the number. I see the numbers every day, and so I know that a lot of people are playing on Club WPT. We also have we're one of the largest producers of content in poker as well, and so we are seeing the demand for poker pick up. We've been in contact with a lot of different content distributors, and just in terms of ratings, we can see it. So I know that is happening, not just anecdotally. I can actually see that happening right now. We're doing our best to facilitate that. We have three pillars of the World Poker Tour business. The physical events that World Poker Tour is known for, the 65 events around the world. The content generation, which I guess it's also known for the show that was primarily broadcast on Fox, but in 28 other broadcasters around the world, plus about 120 million reach on different OTT and digital platforms. And then the third pillar is the online portion of it, which is the social gaming, often represented by Club WPT. Pillar one has effectively been shut down right now. I mean, there are no casinos in the U.S. that are open, and so we're not doing live tour events at the moment. In pillar 2 and 3, the content is definitely picking up. I mean, we're just making sure that we get it out to our affiliates, the regionals, and everybody else as much as possible. And remember, a lot of sports has been canceled, and so this is replacing the content for sports. And in pillar 3 on the social side, that's where I have the clearest insight into the empirical data. So I just know that people are at home. They still want to feel like they can compete. They still want to feel like they're having a social experience. And so that is definitely picking up on that side.
You know, as you said, people are turning to the online poker game. And WPT just made an incredible announcement which involves Party Poker. Can you tell us a little bit about your partnership with Party Poker and how did that come about?
Yes. So years ago, we used to be owned by Party Poker. We were owned by BWin Party. It's been a while, but we have still had a great relationship with them. And a couple of years ago, we, with the great support of Rob Young, we started the series with Party Poker Live and WPT, and it's been great. I mean, we've just been able to really build up our footprint in Europe with just a lot of great guarantees and a lot of great events, and it's just been fun. I personally go to a lot of them. I love it. I'm sad that I'm missing the championship in Barcelona, like I did get to go to last year, and I went to Sochi, Russia, and had that event just a couple months ago. It's been such a wonderful experience with Party Poker Live. But under the conditions, we've made an announcement. Well, we actually made an announcement before this we knew we were going to do this before this. It just so happened that the announcement came during this time that we were having the WPT online series. Now, we had been planning this for a while. Mm-hmm. Maybe a crisis has caused us to announce it a couple weeks earlier, but so that everybody knows a real thought-out full festival of events is actually happening online. But this will be a WPT event. I mean, you are absolutely playing. It's the first time somebody will win online and their name will go on the WPT Champions Cup. So, it's the first time in 18 years that's ever happened. And so you can do that. You play in the 500 series. You can play in the deep stacks. All of those events that are online. It is a very thorough and thought out experience with Party Poker Live. We're confident that it's going to be executed very well. And what we have really spent a long time doing is thinking about how do we make sure that people get a WPT experience when they're on there, as just opposed to merely, putting the name World Poker Tour on it during that time. And so that's what we've been focused on.
I read the press release, and you just said it again. I love the fact that you called it an online poker festival, because it really it's a bunch of events in the month of May, and I think it's amazing. Let me ask you about a couple of these events. One is called the WPT 500. For people who aren't familiar with that, what is the WPT 500, and how can people play in that one?
Yeah, so the WPT 500 has been a very popular series that happens over many days, and essentially it's a $500 buy-in. What has been really wonderful is that when we first started the 500 series, we started it at the Aria in Las Vegas, and we thought, well, here is a chance for someone to come in for $500. And if they make it, they can come back, to a day two, but multiple flights. And $500 is a great price point because you get people who can say, you know what, I really want to feel like I'm having a WPT experience. I really want to feel like I'm competing, I'm playing, but I don't know if I'm ready for the bigger buy-ins right now. And $500 is a great price point, and thus you attract thousands of people.
Sure.
But another thing happened when we did it. What happened is pros started. Pros played as well, and so now the interaction. My favorite part of the 500 series is the interaction between amateurs and pros. So if you're an amateur player, and you can go on there and you recognize, oh my gosh, there's a pro sitting at my table or whatever it is. It really just makes you feel like you're really in the game. At the same time, at the beginning, quite frankly, I didn't anticipate as many pros coming to play, but it's fun. And it's not too much of a burden in terms of time. And so, it's a great event.
It's a lot of fun for amateurs too, just sitting at a table with a pro, Yeah. Hold that thought, and we'll be right back with more House of Cards right after this quick break.
I love getting my kids ready and driving them to school.
But a careless driver can change your life in an instant. And insurance companies want to settle on the cheap. Auto Accident Help Desk connects victims with powerful lawyers. They fight for you.
I called Auto Accident Help Desk and got help for my pain and suffering.
Don't let an insurance company take advantage of you. Our attorneys fight and beat big insurance every day. If you've been injured in an automobile accident in the last 6 months, you owe it to yourself to make this free call with no obligation.
When I called, they asked me a few questions and matched me with a powerful lawyer who knew how to fight for me.
Call now. We're available 24/7 to help you get the money you deserve for your pain and suffering.
They got me way more than the insurance company offered.
Auto Accident Help Desk helps accident victims like you every day.
Call 800-613-4611. 800-613-4611. 800-613-4611.
Hey, this is Dave Weishuttle from House of Cards with your House of Cards gaming report for the week of April 6, 2020. The Nevada Gaming Control Board released the state's gaming numbers for the month of February. The casinos in the Silver State took in $1.04 million in February, up 3% from this time last year. Nevada casinos were closed in mid-March by the governor for 30 days in order to stop the spread of the coronavirus. Penn National Gaming has sold the Tropicana Las Vegas. The property was sold to Tropicana's landlord Gaming and Leisure Properties, which includes over $337 million in rent credit on the property. The deal also includes a future option for Gaming and Leisure Properties to acquire the operations of Hollywood Casino located in Maryland. And finally, the casinos have reopened in Macau, and they could be offering a glimpse into the safety procedures casinos around the globe may have to implement. In order to visit a casino in Macau, patrons have to wear masks, will not be allowed to eat or drink at the gaming tables, and their temperature would have to be taken before entering the property. It's going to be interesting to see what safety measures U.S. casinos will require. Have any news or tips regarding casinos, gaming, or legislation? Send us an email at newsroom@houseofcardsradio.com and follow us on Twitter at HOC Radio.
You're listening to House of Cards. Check out our website at houseofcardsradio.com.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishuttle with you. House of Cards is brought to you by Drizzly, your online liquor store. Available in over 95 cities across North America, Drizzly offers a huge selection and competitive pricing with a side of personalized content. Now there's no need to leave the house. Get alcohol delivered in less than an hour by Drizzly. Head on over to drizzly.com and order today. And now get $5 off your first order of $20 or more when using promo code DRINK19 at checkout. Shop beer, wine, and liquor with Drizzly.com. For those of you just joining us, I'm talking with the president and CEO of the World Poker Tour, Adam Pliska. There's another event, too. It's the WPT Deep Stacks Online. What is that? Tell what people can get involved with that one.
Sure. So Deep Stacks event, WPT Deep Stacks is what we call our mid-major event. So, again, if you went back, I've been around for 17 years here. So if you went back to the beginning, we were, for years, many, many years, maybe the first 7 years, no WPT event was less than $10,000. I mean, it's hard to imagine today, right, that every WPT event was $10,000. Then again, there were probably only 12 WPT events. Now there's 65 over 6 continents, so it's things have changed quite a bit. But at some point, there was such an overwhelming demand for other tiers and people to be able to come in and still have a competitive professional play at a point that they could come on and still, feel like, they could compete and it wasn't going to break the bank. Well, we were not the first to do this. So I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm not suggesting that we were, but eventually we got the memo, and we did start to offer multiple buy-in levels, but they were still relatively high, over $3,500. And so what mid-majors did is come along and present a nice price point where, oftentimes this price point is centering around $1,500. $1,500 is not an insignificant amount, but it is serious. But it is enough that a number of amateurs can play and have a truly professional experience, that leads to a championship. And the deep stacks are so much fun. A lot of them have a lot of the aspects that the World Poker Tour has, the main tour events have. That you get the experiences of the at nighttime, the parties, the adventures, the outside, the things that World Poker Tour is famous for making sure that the players get to have a great interactive experience as well.
And I think one of the most amazing events that you're having during this online series is the WPT Online Championship. Tell us something about that.
Yeah, so ultimately, what we really wanted to make sure that we did is make sure that this is a true WPT event. So if you were showing up at the Bellagio, if you were showing up at Borgata, wherever you were showing up, we want to make sure that you feel that same experience. That you have that same experience online. So, the $5 million guaranteed championship main event is just what that professes to be. It is a main event. So you are playing for player points. You are playing to get your name on the Champions Cup. You are playing with a substantial guarantee behind you, and so you just as if you were coming to any of our main tour events, you are going to be experiencing that online.
I got to tell you, these events sound amazing. They sound like so much fun, and these guaranteed prize pools are really big. What are some of the guaranteed prize pools for these events?
Yeah, so we got there are a lot. We have $7 million guaranteed for the full series of WPT events, and so those are they're spread out all over. I mean, I just want to give so much credit to Party Poker Live and Rob Young. Rob is the guy who really took lots of risk, and by the way, this is a very smart guy. If you don't know him, I mean, this is a very brilliant guy. he was a guy who really stepped up with guarantees and put them out there and really reignited the European poker scene in so much by the Party Poker Live guarantees and working with us with WPT. And the result is it really put a fire under a scene that really needed it at the time. And now you see it as vibrant, and they've done a great job. They just continue to offer so many great things, and now the machine works and people are having a great time. Party Poker Live and Rob absolutely deserve a lot of credit for what they've done, and the pairing with the World Poker Tour has just been nice and seamless. And we've known each other. We've known each other for many years. Obviously, we used to be owned by BWin Party, and so for us it kind of goes hand in hand. But we really feel that we are doing, in addition to wanting this to be a commercial success, but we think that we're doing a service for the poker community. And if there's one thing that I can stress, and I'm kind of known for stressing in the industry, is the industry itself is a far more fragile ecosystem than most people think. We are very interdependent upon each other. And that's why, when I'm on a program like this, you never hear me, I'll never say anything bad. I'm not bashing the World Series. I'm not going after some that people perceive as competitors. These are my friends.
Sure.
And we live in a world where this ecology is so dependent upon not only bringing new people into poker, but reminding people that poker is an alternative. One of the only silver linings of this terrible crisis is people are at home and remembering, hey, you know what? Poker is actually something I like to do. And that's why you're seeing this uptick in online poker. And so there are not that many pillars in the industry left that can generate that many leads to either do mass promotion. I think that's one of the areas that we have a strength in, because the World Poker Tour is aired with a reach of 230 million people worldwide between the linear television and online. It's massive. You can find the World Poker Tour somewhere in the world playing every moment of every day.
Absolutely. I think I could find it right now if I turn on a TV.
Yes, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, when you're watching the World Poker Tour, I don't think that makes you say, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to 100% only play in the World Poker Tour." When you watch it and you see something that you like in the World Poker Tour, you might go and play at the World Series. You might go play at your local casino. And the same thing with, when Party Poker is doing Party Poker Live is doing a promotion that's not with the World Poker Tour or 888 or somebody else is doing a promotion. Some of those people will play on their site. Some of those people will come to the World Poker Tour. We're all, and then the other component you're a part of, which is the media here. And the media is dependent upon the events going on. But the media is, if it wasn't for the media, I tell people all the time, the World Poker Tour was built because of the players, because of our casino partners. This is the beginning. Of course, this television show. But the fourth component was the media, who now it doesn't seem like a big deal. But I can assure you, nearly 2 decades ago, we would have started this radio, explaining to people that poker wasn't this shady game in the back room that,
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
The perceptions were so different back then.
Yeah, I love the fact that, there's such a camaraderie with the poker industry, and I think it's great. And I love the fact that you partnered with Party Poker on the WPT Online series, and which leads me to my next question. Where do people go to sign up for these events? Do they go to the WPT website, or do they go to the Party Poker website? Where should people look to sign up for these tournaments?
Yeah, you can definitely go to Party Poker, but you can come onto if you go on to the WPT site right now, you can get all the information. That'll link you there as well. We'll definitely, while we are hoping that a lot of people are going to go and be able to play themselves, we realize that some people will be in jurisdictions that they're not able to play because it is real money gaming.
Yeah. Which leads me to my next question. Where can people play? Where in the United States, certainly worldwide where anyone has online poker, but where in the United States can people play?
Sure. So, you can be in, definitely, whether if you're in New Jersey but you're not going to essentially be able to play, mostly in the U.S., but, you're going to be able to play in Canada. You're going to be able to play, you're going to be able to play in Europe and it's everywhere that Party is servicing. Mm-hmm. What I'll say is that people forget often that a lot of times the poker experience is not just playing, it's also watching, and it is as the industry is seeing right now with a lot of sports being canceled. Poker is what people are watching. And we are going to have full live updates. We
Great.
Are going to have streaming. And that's going to be available, and you're going to be able to find that on Party site. You're going to be able to find links and updates and live updates on the World Poker Tour site. So, you'll be able to identify who the names are. You'll be able to get the full degree of coverage, just like you would any other event. So whether or not you're playing or you're watching, that you're going to be able to. You're going to be able to have the experience.
Stick around. We'll be right back with House of Cards.
Haven't you heard? We don't need to hide anymore.
Now, we can shop privately for adult products at adamandeve.com. They've got massage oils, lingerie, and lots more we can't mention here. Use offer code SPICE404. They'll give you 50% off almost any one item, 3 free DVDs, free mystery gift, and free shipping. That's 50% off, free shipping, and more. Private shopping starts at adamandeve.com.
We like to think that we live in a nice, safe neighborhood. The truth is that a burglary occurs every 13 seconds, and homes without a security system have a 300% greater chance of getting broken into. How many homes in your neighborhood were robbed yesterday? You need to start protecting your home and family today. Call now to get state-of-the-art protection. To keep your family and property safe, call the number on your screen now. Representatives are standing by to assist you.
You're listening to House of Cards.
The answer is probably. We're finished.
What are the odds? 1 in 100?
I don't do odds. I gave very detailed
casinos, sir.
Welcome back to House of Cards. Dave Weishaupt with you here. For those of you just joining us, I'm talking with the president and CEO of the World Poker Tour, Adam Pliska. Now, I saw on the press releases that people can secure their seats through something called WPT Passport Program. What is that, and how can people get involved in the WPT Passport Program?
Yeah. So, you can go online. We have all the details of the Passport Program that allows you to go and play it. The multiple stops in the multiple places from on WPT. I highly encourage that everybody do that. We really have, World Poker Tour is so many places and so many locations now, and we really do everything that we can to make it easier now, to make it quite seamless, that when that wherever you go, that you can come in and buy in. And so, we're encouraging that. I highly suggest everybody go to WPT.com. All of the information is there. We can find out. You can find out where events are playing. You can find you can find out where the coverage that we're going to have. We'll give you the updates about the final tables. We're going to give you the updates about other things that you can do. If you're in the U.S. and you want to do social gaming, we can give you a place. There's all the information about that as well. So yeah, I highly encourage that.
Now, the series that includes the WPT 500, the WPT Deep Stacks, and the WPT Online Championship runs from May 10th to the 26th. When can players start signing up? By the way, I'm saying this purely because I want to know, because I'm in New Jersey and I want to get involved in this. So when can we start signing up?
Yes. So go to you should go now for the to party poker.
Okay.
And go into the and they will have all of the details of sign up, everything that you need. We want you to go in, go check it out right now. Get there, get prepared. When we definitely want you on, and there's going to be a lot on. And I assure you that. We're gonna have full support from us, and I'd go. We're encouraging everybody to actually go on now.
Adam, we're running out of time, but I want to get your opinion on something. Since the pandemic started and people have been staying in their homes, there have been calls throughout the poker world that online gambling and online poker should be legal in order to help the gambling industry in the country. Certainly, no one wishes that it took a pandemic to point out the need for online gambling, but do you think the current situation could move the needle for legislators in different states to now reconsider allowing online gambling and online poker?
Yeah, I think that will happen in many areas of the economy. I mean, if you think of what has happened, I'm just going to speak from the lens of the World Poker Tour. The World Poker Tour, again, I'm biased, but I believe is an important pillar in the ecology of poker, because if for anything else, our very vast footprint of content that's reminding people about playing poker. And we are able to survive right now because we have a pillar 2 and a 3. We are distributors of content, and we also have online operations, whether in conjunction with Party Poker Live or in conjunction with our own Club WPT and social gaming. So we're having a massive shift. If you look, our talent starting last night, I think Lynn was streaming for the first time for an Aussie series we were having on Club WPT, and we're having talent come on and start to stream for that. But that is saving us, right? I mean, that allows us to know that we can continue during this period until the online physical operations can start. That's happening throughout the economy. People are going online, whether it's training, you see physical training happening, all of these things are ordering online. And so I think this has been about the final message that you can get, that we need to have a robust system online, because it is good for the economy, and a regulated system online is healthy for the economy, not only for the online world, but it is a complement. And in our case, it is the thing that saves us. I mean, we would be a business that effectively would be out of business if it were not for an online component. And I not only put under online gambling online, but things like Pluto TV, where you can find all the WPT classic shows on there and everything else. If the government is not prepared to step in and say, hey, this is a positive thing for the economy. This is a lot of jobs, and this is a lot of this allows entertainment to happen in a regulated way and in a safe way. we'll be missing a great opportunity. So to answer your question, I think that this will have a meaningful effect. How long will it take? Well, that is the question that I don't know that anybody knows, but I do think that this will push it forward.
Adam, I want to just thank you for coming on and telling everyone about the incredible WPT Online Series, which starts on May 10th and runs all the way through May 26th. And please go to worldpokertour.com to get all the information on these incredible events. President and CEO of World Poker Tour, Adam Pliska, thanks so much for coming on and telling us about the WPT Online Series.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too. And that's all the time we have this week for House of Cards. See you next week.